dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. With Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast, shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes to bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
Welcome to Two Dudes with Attitudes with the Heartbreak Dude Denton and Ryan enjoys wrestling, and this is our special edition, our WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 prediction show. Are you ready, Ryan? We got some predictions to make. 13 matches. Let's see how right or wrong we are.
Yeah, this WrestleMania, man. This card looks a lot better than the Stand and Deliver card. I know we just did predictions for Stand and Deliver that are posted on our YouTube, so go check that out. But this card looks way stronger than that card does. I think there's a couple matches there that look really good. But
Yeah.
This card looks off the chains.
Does it look better than last year when we went live? Is it better than last year?
I think in terms of build and excitement, yes. But I don't know about, last year I didn't really want to see Brock Lesnar versus Omos. And
No.
Last year, I mean, Asuka wrestled. She wrestled Bianca Belair,
Mhm.
and Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair was really good. Ray versus Dom, of course, was good. But yeah, I think this year, in terms of build and story, a lot of these stories are intertwining. A lot of these stories, have gone multiple directions. So yeah, I think the card looks better just in terms of build and excitement than last year's did.
I agree. I told you I saw some stupid guy who posted on X about how isn't it funny that in the 2 days before Mania, no one's talking about Mania, everyone's talking about AEW. I'm like, this is the most excited anyone's ever been for Mania. What a dumb post. People stretch way too much. All right. You ready?
Of course.
Let's get into it.
Let's get our...
It's prediction time. Before it ever happens, it's a prediction. Lean in close, take notes, listen. Cause they about to point it out quickly. All the things that you didn't see is getting called like plays at the line of scrimmage. You can take it to the bank, the dudes ain't tripping. They've been seeing what's coming for a good minute. It's prediction time, yeah, let's get it.
Shout out to our boy. Whew.
Yeah, Rich Latta. Shout out. Great. Makes the best intros. If anybody ever needs him, he will.
It does
record the best intros for you.
He does. Yeah, ask him. Come on, let's get this guy booming. All right. Yeah. WrestleMania Night 1. We're not doing them in order. We're just doing each night. We're starting with Night 1. And we got the greatest superstar / heel to ever grace God's green earth, Dirty Dom, with his homeboy Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee instead of Carlito and Rey Mysterio. Who you got?
I'm gonna Dominic and Santos are gonna get their wins. Dominic's gonna get his win over Rey. I think Dominic's actually gonna pin Rey Mysterio, and I think it's gonna come at the hands of Carlito turning on Rey Mysterio and joining Santos and Dirty Dom. I think this match, it feels random. Just he's not teaming with Judgment Day. It feels like it's just a way to get him on the card. But I think it's the right call to have Dominic and Rey going at it again. But I think Dominic's going to get the pin this time on Rey because Carlito's going to turn and either join Santos and his crew or just go on his own for a while and be a heel.
Look at Dom. Why does he look that way in the picture?
These photos
terrible. Awful. I got Dom and Escobar with the help of Carlito as well. I think it was so obvious because you can tell by Carlito's face. He obviously was acting like, huh? Dragon Lee, not me. And that's Rey Mysterio's MO. He loves to take down the last dude to bring in a new dude. He's known for it. And he always gets turned on. Happened to him with Escobar. It's going to happen to him with Carlito.
He's a deadbeat. That's why.
Deadbeat dad, friend, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, he's terrible. He's a terrible friend.
He definitely is. But I also have sadness. I think Dom's going to leave Judgment Day or get kicked out. They were hinting majorly at it on Raw about them being just mad at him, and he didn't seem to give two rats. Maybe he's ready to go on his Mexican way in a sense of joining all his homies because that's what it seemed like, right? They were speaking the Spanish, although Damien does, but it seemed like nobody else was vibing with it, and he was trying to. Maybe he doesn't feel wanted in Judgment Day, so and him and Mommy have kind of. I mean, I hope not. I don't want Judgment Day to break up, but it definitely feels like it.
I'm okay if Judgment Day breaks up, but I want Dominic and Mommy to stay together. I think that's when he's at his best because she gets such electric, positive crowd buzz, and he gets such crazy heel heat. And I think it's from their dynamic together. And I don't know if his heel heat would be the same if he goes off on his own. I mean, I'm sure maybe it would be. I don't know, but I feel like a huge reason for that is because of how popular Rhea Ripley is.
I agree. All right. We both got the same for once. Let's get Bianca Belair, Naomi, and the rising biggest female star in the future, Jade Cargill, versus Damage Control minus EO. So we got Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Who do you got?
I think Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill are 100% winning this match. I think Jade Cargill is pinning. I think she's going to pin either Asuka to really make a name for herself on the main roster or in WWE, or she's going to pin Dakota Kai. But either way, she's getting the pin, and either Dakota or Asuka is eating the pin, and Bianca, Naomi, and Jade are going to take the victory.
Yeah, Jade for sure is getting this pin, and I don't even care who it's against. It could be against anyone. Maybe Dakota Kai. Poor girl has just been like sent out to suck it up on the build to WrestleMania. But I got Jade Cargill and crew winning, and Jade Cargill for sure. Poor Bianca, man. Jade Cargill's about to surpass her. I'm telling you. That's why Bianca needs to turn heel.
Yeah, that's the other thing I could see. I could see Bianca because she's been, adamant about not helping Bayley, and Naomi has been pro helping Bayley. I could see her maybe turning on Naomi, especially if they lose, and then it sets her up for a heel turn and maybe get Jade versus Bianca down the road. So I could see that happening as well.
I mean, Damage Control winning because
I don't think they'll win. I think I could see them. I could see them similar to how when Dominic turned on Ray. They won the match, and then after the match, they're all celebrating, and then Bianca clotheslines Naomi or something, and then
that could happen, yeah.
And then they walk out. Everyone's like, "Wait, what the heck happened?" So yeah, I could see that.
That is WWE's MO. Someone turning after, not costing.
Yeah, after the match, right? After they win. They win the match, and then we did our part. I got my paycheck, and now I'm gonna
turn because I wanted that extra 10% for the win. Right. So now I'll turn on you. All right, let's get into what everybody's coming here for. That's the ladder match. We got so many people, it's ridiculous. We got the champs of Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth versus DIY versus the New Day versus New Catch Republic versus A-Town Down. I'm actually super excited for this match. And I'm assuming, are you going to go one or two or both? I'll let you decide. Who you got?
So I think we're going to have new tag team champions. Michael Cole specifically said on Raw that they have to grab both sets of belts for the match to be over. So I'm going to go Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are going to win the SmackDown tag team. No, I'm going to take that back. They're going to win the Raw tag team championships, and they're going to move to Raw. And then R-Truth is going to do, he's going to be R-Truth, and he's going to do something silly. And he's going to think he's on SmackDown. So he's going to grab the SmackDown tag team championships, and Awesome Truth are going to win the SmackDown tag team titles. And we're going to have split tag team titles. And maybe this is what leads to the inevitable breakup of the Judgment Day after this match.
Possibly. Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, is that he said he had to grab both, but the problem is with ladder matches, there's not many times where there's like two people up there and one just grabs it. So I don't understand why you would grab one set and then not just grab the. Are they going to grab one set and then someone's going to push them up and there's more up there? And or do you have a chance to go back to get them all, or do you just leave? Like if Awesome Truth gets the first set, do they just go home for the day? They're like, we got a title, thank you, or do they stick around trying to win both?
See, I think what'll happen.
Two teams and they'll each pull down one.
R-Truth is going to do something R-Truth. So I could see like Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano, or Austin Theory and Damian Priest battling out on the ladder, and they're both reaching for the titles. And one of them accidentally knocks it out of the other's hands, and R-Truth catches it, and then boom, R-Truth is the
Okay,
new
I can
tag
see
team.
that. Okay.
Yeah, and so now we have a new tag. He technically grabbed it, so I could see them doing something like that. But either way, I think R-Truth is leaving with one of the tag team championships with The Miz.
Yeah, I agree that two people will win it. I don't know how they're going to get there. That's why I'm intrigued by
Yeah.
this match. But I
It's
got Truth and Miz, and I got Theory and Waller for sure. Those will be
Yeah.
the tag team champions moving forward.
So far, we're 3 for 3.
Yeah, we are. Let's see if we end it here with the Uso battle. The third time ever at WrestleMania. We got Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Can they live?
It's the fourth
And
time. People forget that Kane and the Undertaker wrestled at WrestleMania.
I forgot those brothers of destruction. You're right. So the fourth time, but can they
Yeah.
live up to the hype? Can they be the brothers of the destruction? Can they be Jeff and Matt? Can they be Brett and Owen? I don't think anyone could ever be that Brett and Owen match, and that's
Yeah.
coming from a Brett hater. But we got Jay and Jimmy. Who you got?
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Alike. They don't look alike anymore. Remember when they looked alike? Sorry, I think we've talked about this.
It's
before.
because of their hairstyles now.
Is that what
but
it is? Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say Team No Yeet is gonna get the victory. I think Jimmy Uso is gonna beat his brother, and after this match, he's gonna win the respect of the tribal chief, and he's gonna, maybe there'll be a segment on night 2 of Mania where Roman Reigns actually daps him up, or Solo daps him up, because he did what he set out to do. And I think this feud's going to continue for quite a while. So this isn't the only time they're going to face each other. I can see them having a rematch at SummerSlam where Jay gets the win. Jay is super over. He doesn't need the victory right now. Jimmy really, really needs it to establish himself, especially if you're going to keep them apart. So Jimmy Uso for the win.
You know what? I think I'm going to go Jimmy as well. Jay doesn't win. It just is what it is, and he doesn't need the win. And maybe when he loses, maybe he'll play a factor later on in a match. I don't know. This WrestleMania is so hard to predict. You can go for it when you want to, who's going to come out with who and this and that. I don't know if I want to do all that because it's just so much that can happen. But I just want to say I'll go with Jimmy too. I think Jimmy needs it. He's the Joker, the dunce of the bloodline. So yeah, let's go. Let's go, Jimmy. All right, we got the match everyone's waiting for. Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Who you got, bruv?
I'm going to say I think Gunther's going to retain. And the reason for that is, I told everybody on a couple episodes ago, go check it out, that they were doing the Rocky thing with Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, that was the direction they were going. And what happens in Rocky 1? Rocky loses. Spoiler alert for everybody. He puts up a hell of a fight against Apollo Creed, and he comes out of nowhere to almost beat Apollo Creed. Nobody knew who this Rocky guy was. He put himself on the map, but he lost that fight. And I think the same thing is going to happen here with Gunther. And then I could see Sami Zayn getting a rematch either at Backlash or even later on when they go to Germany, which is where Gunther's from, and Gunther drops it in his home country to either Sami Zayn or Chad Gable. But I don't, as much as I want to see Gunther drop the title to somebody, I don't think this is the time. I think it should happen a little bit further down the line.
Wait,
and I love Sami.
Gunther's from Germany? I
think
thought he was from somewhere else.
No, he's
I've always gotten like the Nazi vibes from their crew.
He's from Austria. I mean? He's from Austria.
Okay. Well, okay.
Good day, mate. But
but let's put another shrimp on the Barbie. They released that in theaters out here, and I just
they did too.
I just rewatched it with someone who had never watched it before.
Still funny to
that
this
movie is so. I was waiting for the cringe in the crowd because we're in this like new time where you can't say jokes like that anymore. But audience was cracking up. That's the best.
Yeah, but he's from Austria, which is right there next to Germany. But apparently it's like when they did Clash at the Castle in the United Kingdom, but Drew McIntyre's from Scotland. And he was the hometown boy. That's how it'll be here. But
I was just saying, I always thought it was just the vibe of his crew. Like they do give off the nod, and I'm not saying they're not. I'm not
right. Yeah,
Nazis were the worst human, but they give that boom, and Gunther is the dictator, and I always it makes more sense now. I don't know why I'm just catching on. All right, welcome to WWE, Heartbreak Dude. All right, I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna keep my track record alive. Whoever has the last laugh loses at WrestleMania or a PLE. I was all for unless we get a Chad Gable turn and he helps Gunther. which could happen. I would say that's my second guess, would be Gable got beat up, or maybe it was a plan all along. Maybe we didn't really see him ever get beat up. You know what I mean? Maybe this was all a ruse and he's setting it up because he didn't want him to wrestle. Maybe he'll turn with Gunther. I don't know. But I have to say Sami Zayn, just because you can't end with getting your butt whipped after being laughed at and having to go to a guy who also got his butt whipped to help you beat somebody who, like, it just makes no sense for Sami not to win. I got to go with Sami, new IC championships. And I don't think the titles, well, no, the title's going to change hands like all over the place. But yeah, so I got Sami winning. I think it's going to be a night of
I think
giving up their titles.
I think Sami should win, but I think Gunther will win. So
all right, let's get into, speaking of someone who probably won't, we got Rhea Ripley, mommy herself with the dirty Dom chokers. Yeah, more than that in a minute, versus Becky Lynch. Who you got?
Oh man, I feel like the build has been pro Becky Lynch, and I like with everything. I think Rhea Ripley's going to retain. I'm gonna stand by that. But would I be surprised one bit if Becky Lynch ends this reign of Rhea Ripley? No, not at all. But I still think Rhea Ripley's going to retain. I think she's going to pull some magic out of her hat, and I think this is going to be one of the matches that steals the show. It's going to be maybe the best match, maybe besides the ladder match on night one. But yeah, I'm going to go Rhea Ripley retaining, but I would not be surprised if Becky Lynch walks out with the Women's World Championship.
It's mommy all day, every day. They're not giving Becky. This is the mommy world tour where she's going to beat Charlotte. She's going to beat Becky. Next year, she'll beat Bianca. And then she'll beat, she's going to have
she'll beat Sasha Banks when she comes back to WWE.
Yeah. Maybe she'll go to AEW and just beat Sasha Banks and come back. Who knows?
She said she's coming back in a couple of years. So,
that is true.
Just a matter of when.
No, I don't know. I heard AEWs were the best wrestle. But anyway, so Rhea Ripley is going to win. She's going to retain. It is what it is. The end. There's no point to having Becky win. Who the heck wants Becky to win? I love Becky Lynch, top 10 all time, but there's no point for Becky to win this match. We got Rhea winning.
Yeah.
Once again, the mommy reign continues.
Yeah, my thing with Rhea retaining is who's next? I mean, yeah, you have Liv Morgan out there, but she's already beaten Nia Jax. Now she's beaten Becky Lynch. So I guess Liv Morgan, Jade Cargill. I don't know, but
you got Bianca, Naomi, Jade, Liv Morgan. You got what happened to Liv Morgan? She was all about this push, and then they just are we gonna get her a Nia Jax? I guess not, huh? They just kind of just
because we would have gotten it on Raw. Yeah, but the problem with Jade and Bianca, and they're all on SmackDown. So unless they do a switch up of the rosters and everything,
you're right. Yeah.
So that's the only thing. Like with Becky being the champ, you could get new feuds and new matches, but I still think Rhea's going to retain.
Yeah, nah, and I'm all for Rhea versus Liv. Sign me up, please. I'll watch that anywhere. All right, main event time. We got The Rock, the final boss, and the tribal chief who tells the final boss what to do. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins.
I'm gonna let you pick this one first because you're all about the team that whoever takes the beat down at the end of Raw or the end of the show before taking the victory. So are you saying that Cody and Seth are gonna get the win here? Because they got destroyed on Monday night for about 20 minutes straight.
Did they get destroyed? When did getting whipped by a belt? It were so much so that I literally had to look away a few times because The Rock was putting in a little too much oomph in that. There's a callback, right? I'm telling you this much: The Rock and Roman are getting it back at Mania on this match. They're going to get whipped a few times, whether they win.
100%.
You don't get to whip somebody like that and not get it back. That's why I don't know why Rock wasn't pulling punches. He was like, I am gonna whip. He even whipped the referee.
He sure did.
So he was like, I'll whip anybody.
And he continued even when the cameras went off. He was still doing it. So,
yeah, he was like, y'all gonna keep getting whipped for free. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go with that because I'm playing that as night 2. I don't think this is a night 1 situation. I think we're continuing. And I think they're going to put a beat down on him in the tag team match, and Rock and Roman are going to win. I have Rock pinning Cody because I do think the final boss gimmick is a point, and I'll get there when we do our night 2 predictions. I got Rock pinning Cody. And I think we'll continue on the domination for Cody Rhodes, then we'll move on to night 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got Rock pinning Cody.
I
think it's gonna be bloody.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a bloodbath, and I'm completely in agreement with you that The Rock and Roman are winning this tag match, and we're gonna get bloodline rules in night 2, putting the odds even further against Cody Rhodes. So Rock and Roman are winning. I think The Rock is gonna pin Seth Rollins. I think they're gonna protect Cody.
No, I can't. I think here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. We've had guests on this show before. We've had a few. We had one, Phil, and this guy Phil is like so in love with Cody. And I saw him post something about how he doesn't understand how people don't think Cody's the man. How we are like delusional because Cody gets cheered and so on. And dude, anybody who gets cheered doesn't mean you're the man. When we say the man, we mean, are you that guy who is going to carry an entire organization? And this is an AEW. This is where you can have Samoa Joe carry it. This is the WWE, the biggest company in all of wrestling ever, $1 billion. You need to be that guy. And I do not think Cody is that guy. I'm going to say it to them. And I love Cody Rhodes. I love him. Yeah. Me saying that he's not that guy doesn't mean I don't like him. He just isn't. Just because he gets cheered and signs things for kids, that just means he's a nice person and he's liked. That does not mean he's the guy. I think this is their way. They want to have him just get completely destroyed as much as possible, get pinned, look like a fool, just so he can overcome it in the end, which we'll do our predictions later, to then hopefully get him to be that guy. And I don't think it's going to work. I could see that. And it's crazy that,
this week alone, we've had the Roman Reigns and The Rock were on Jimmy Fallon, and it was
great episode.
It was the talk of the town. And we had CM Punk on the MMA Hour, and it was the talk of the town. Rhea Ripley, Roman was on Pat McAfee a couple weeks ago, and it was fantastic. And The Rock has been on; he was also on Pat McAfee. Cody Rhodes was on the MMA Hour the day after CM Punk was on. Nobody talked about it.
Nope.
Cody Rhodes was on First Take and the Today Show. Nobody talked about it.
Nope.
I mean, I don't know if that's a coincidence or what, but I don't know if that furthers your point that he's not that guy or what, but. Yeah, I don't think he's that guy, but we'll see what the WWE gods have to say. But yeah, Cody and Seth are losing this match for sure.
I compare Cody Rhodes fanboys with AEW fanboys. They're both the same in the sense that they go off the internet. You have to remember that the internet is a very small majority of what you are watching on television. And I know people bash Bully Ray for saying it and bash Eric, but you can bash all the professionals you want who are saying it. They're saying it for a reason because they're in the sport and they understand it. Not a dweeb who's sitting in his basement and living in his mom's house writing about it thinking he's factual because he has 5 million followers on TikTok or whatever. That doesn't make it factual. Our Twitter. I'm telling you this right now. If he was that dude, he doesn't.
Yeah, I agree.
He just isn't. Majority of the people, if you go ask people, hey, 10 out of 10 people who have never watched wrestling, do you know Cody Rhodes? I think 4 of them know. If you ask Rock and Roman, 9 to 10 know. 10 know The Rock, 9 know Roman. There's levels to this. Cody and it doesn't mean he can't be it. I'm just saying he just isn't it now. And it doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to win. I'm just not at all. Speaking facts. All right. Yeah. Let's get into night 2 then. Let's get into night 2 before I lose all of our audience. All right. We're going with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. Dude, homeboy went from straight like being fired to being a nobody to coming back to an awful gimmick to getting a match on Mania. Good for you, Karrion Kross. And you're not only bagging one of the hottest women alive.
And let's give Bobby Lashley some credit. This man wasn't on the Mania card at all last year. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which was on SmackDown last year. He was supposed to wrestle Bray Wyatt in his defense, but Bray Wyatt was, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. He was out with his health issues, but yes.
Remember all those people talking crap about Bray Wyatt then?
Oh yeah. And now both of these guys they're both on the WrestleMania card this year. And, the Street Profits, I think Karrion Kross and his faction, they need a win. They need the Final Testament needs to continue looking strong. I know Bobby Lashley's team has been taking L after L lately, including last week on SmackDown to qualify for the ladder match with the Street Profits. but I think Karrion Kross needs to keep looking strong for his character and his gimmick. Bobby Lashley can afford to lose and people will still love him. So I think it's time for Karrion Kross to really step up. But I don't want them to win, but I think they're going to. So I'm going to pick the Final Testament.
I can't be a hypocrite. Last person to get their butt whipped wins. It's got to be the Street Profits and Bob. I mean, not only the
Well,
Street
we'll see what
Profits,
happens on SmackDown tomorrow too.
Oh, you see? Oh no! Now you're pulling that on me.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we do predictions before everything is
But you got to do them
concluded.
because then, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still gonna go Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I'll still go with them. Let's go with they've been getting beat up. So even if they got a little upsies right before, I don't know. They've been getting beat up the whole time. All right, let's go to the match that another man that everybody thought was the man. Let me just make that example right now. We got LA Knight versus AJ Styles, and not too long ago, people wanted LA Knight to beat Roman Reigns. And why did they want LA Knight to beat Roman Reigns? Because he was getting cheered and he was selling merchandise, which meant he was ready, right? He was the man, correct?
Yeah,
correct. Is he the man? Let me know. Would he have been carrying WWE right now into the stratosphere?
No.
Yeah. So tell me the difference between Cody and LA Knight, because Cody wants to finish his story.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying, like, I have.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the comparison.
One says, "Let me talk to you." The other one says, "What do you want to talk about?"
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I completely agree. I was in that camp that LA Knight should be the one to carry the WWE into the next stratosphere, and that he has the look and the mic ability and the likability to do it. And it would be a new rising star in WWE. But since that match at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, he's really taken a nosedive. And you know, as much as I like AJ Styles, I feel like the build for this match just hasn't done it for me. The build for this whole thing, I'm just not feeling. So I think LA Knight needs a victory in one of the biggest stages, because every time he gets there, he seems to take a loss. You know, when he lost to Bray Wyatt at the Rumble, and then he did beat the Miz a few times, but he won the SummerSlam Battle Royal, but he lost to Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. So I think every time he gets to the big stage, he finds a way to lose. He lost at the Royal Rumble this year in the Fatal 4-Way. So I'm gonna pick. He lost to the Elimination Chamber. So I'm gonna say LA Knight's gonna get the victory over AJ Styles. AJ Styles will be fine with the loss.
This was made to help LA Knight. Here's the thing, and why I didn't think LA Knight was the dude back then. It was that who he had beaten, right? He hadn't beat anybody. And I'll explain during Cody and Roman said why I don't think Cody's that dude. But LA Knight he has beaten literally nobody. He needs to start beating some people. That's why I'm not anti this match. Everybody's anti this match because it is a sleeper of a match, but AJ Styles is that dude, man. He's had WrestleMania moments. He's defended his title in the main event at WrestleMania. He is that guy. I don't know if it was the main event, but you know what I mean. They consider all titles the main event, but he's been that guy. LA Knight will win, get a big win for him, and now let's move him on. Maybe he can be a Sami Zayn, a Gunther, somebody else for a title secondary before he moves on to the championship. So yeah, I got LA Knight as well. Let's get into it. Another secondary title match. We got who I think is Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and who I think is Logan Paul.
Yeah, this is
terrible. They are fighting for the U.S. champ. You're not watching at home, or not watching on TV or our video. This is atrocious. But we got Paul, KO, Randy for the U.S. championship. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say this is directly from the WWE's website too. So they photoshopped this or used AI or whatever they did to put this together. But this is not a good job.
No, I've never seen any of these guys. Even Randy, I've never seen any of them look like this. This is weird. All right. No. It's AI for sure.
It looks like they use that like face swap app and they all switched faces.
You're right.
Like it looks like Logan Paul's face is on Kevin Owens and Kevin Owens' face is on Randy Orton.
But Logan Paul kind of has like the eyebrow going up like he's the Rock. Like they took him from the Rock too. I don't know what they're doing. And he like thinned out. I didn't remember him being like so darn like skinny in the I don't know. This is atrocious. All right, let's go. Who do you got? Who's gonna go home with the United States Championship?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Randy Orton. I think this is the one title that he hasn't won. I don't think every single title needs to change hands, and I know we're going to get probably a new set of tag team champions. And later on, you think Sammy's going to win the IC title? I don't. Who knows who I'm going to pick in the main event of night 2? So I think Randy Orton is going to win the belt and have a babyface look strong. He hasn't taken a loss since he's taken one pinfall since his return, and that was to Logan Paul or to somebody at the Elimination Chamber, and because of Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre. And I think they've kept him away from Logan Paul for a reason. I think Kevin Owens has taken the brunt of Logan Paul's abuse, even last week on SmackDown when he snuck out of the ring. I think Randy Orton is going to get his revenge on Logan Paul. He's either going to pin KO or he's going to pin Logan Paul, but he's going to win the United States Championship.
Good prediction. I got to go with Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul was going to lose it, but as soon as they made it a 3-way, it was Logan Paul all over it. I think he'll pin Kevin Owens and keep
I can see that
with his momentum going forward after WrestleMania. Yeah. Maybe he'll still lose it to LA Knight. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe a SummerSlam match.
True that. All right. First of 2 World Heavyweight Champ. Oh, no. We got Io Sky. That's right. We got Io Sky, a champion. Well, the last 3 championship matches, she's still a heavyweight. Well, not a heavyweight. They don't call it heavyweight, obviously. For
right.
women,
yeah.
Because that's offensive. How dare they? But we got Women's Championship. Io Sky versus Bayley. Should be main eventing night 1.
Should be. This one's the easy pick of the day. I think Bayley's going to win. It's going to be a bad night 1 and night 2 for Damage Control. I think Damage Control is going to lose on night 1 to Jade Cargill and Bianca and Naomi. And I think Io Sky is going to close out the end of Damage Control, the end with night 2 with a loss to Bayley. So Bayley's going to come out triumphant, and this match should have main evented night 1, 100%.
I agree. This should have been such a better hype.
This is gonna, I think this could steal the show for night 2 as well.
I'm looking forward. I'm so excited I hope she comes out to the hugger theme and everything. I really am. The blow up things and I hope she goes back to it. I want Bayley. She's gonna be a baby face. I've always loved Bayley. I want Bayley to win. She's gonna win. I think actually both the women's are the easiest picks in my opinion. But yeah I got Bayley winning here and getting a run she deserves, because she kind of had a run during COVID as well. So I think it'll be good to have her have a run. Prime time, biggest WWE's been in a while. So
yeah.
All right, now we're getting into the meat. Let's go. Seth freaking Rollins versus the greatest thing going on in wrestling today, Drew McIntyre. Who do you got? Probably going to open the show.
I think the question isn't who's going to win. The question is how and what happens after for me. So I'm going to say Drew McIntyre is going to win. He's going to beat Seth Rollins and he's going to get his moment. But then is this where Damian Priest cashes in and takes the belt off of Drew McIntyre, setting up for Priest and McIntyre down the line? Or does that happen on the Raw after WrestleMania? Does it happen at all because Damian Priest doesn't know when to cash in? I just feel like if there's going to be a cash in, it's going to be in this match and not the main event. So I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre to win, and I don't think there'll be a cash in.
It's so funny because I thought it when I watched it, and then I went on TikTok or X, one of them, and saw our boy Santi posted about how stupid Damian Priest is, because if there was ever a perfect time to cash in while you're sitting around with the Money in the Bank, why'd you not do it after Raw, after Seth Rollins was just beaten to a bloody pulp with a whip, like not blood, but you know what I mean, just like whipped to death? Why would he not have come in at that moment? That's like a guaranteed. Shit, let me just come and take this.
Or when you knew he had a torn ligament in his knee and he couldn't wrestle for
this whole time. Yeah, why not just come out and fight him then? Because it's not official. I don't get how that works.
You cash in the middle of the Survivor Series match, or the middle of his match with Shinsuke Nakamura, or the middle of his match with Drew Mac. Yeah. The way they've done Damian Priest has been atrocious. Not gonna lie.
I still got I got Drew winning. I think he'll go home with it. I think he deserves it. I think maybe they thought Priest was going to do this, but Drew was just so damn hot. And that funeral home segment that he did on Raw was just incredible. It's got to be him. I think Damian can cash in on Gunther. Maybe he will too. Maybe he will at WrestleMania. Who knows? But yeah, I got Drew winning and moving on with the championship.
I can see Priest cashing in on Sami Zayn.
That's what I mean. It could happen. It could happen. All right. Why we all signed up for the match has had zero build moving up to it. And yes, you heard me. It has had zero build. The main event of night 2, the rematch. And I hate rematches. I'm just like CM Punk. I didn't like Cena Rock twice in a row. I didn't like, what was it? Yoko and Brett 2 nights, 2 years in a row. I don't like the back-to-backs. I'm not a fan. But we got Roman Reigns, his title reign, the longest reign in modern wrestling history, versus the man that you think can carry the company to the stratosphere, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Who you got? If you want to try to explain what's going to happen, you have fun. But
I'll do my
hear it.
best. So first of all, I made a TikTok about this earlier, but I don't think we're going to see Stone Cold Steve Austin or John Cena in this match at all. I know everyone's like, "Oh, well, they were on the truck, and the WWE does this. They don't do this for coincidence." Like, no, it's. I don't think they're gonna. I think we'll get a Stone Cold and John Cena segment. I think maybe we'll see them do something on night 1 or night 2 as kind of like a break, and maybe they'll give somebody a stunner, something like that. But I don't see them interfering in this match. It doesn't make sense to the story, especially Stone Cold. John Cena makes sense. Stone Cold doesn't. But anyway, this one's tough because I picked Cody last year and I was wrong, and I felt horrible with myself for picking Cody because I didn't want Roman to lose, and I don't want Roman to lose now. As crazy as it sounds, I don't think it's time for the belt to come off of Roman. I'm gonna pick Roman Reigns is going to retain.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I think it's gonna come at the hands of because of Seth Rollins. I think it's gonna be bloodline rules. I think Cody's gonna have the odds stacked against him. Cody's gonna have Roman pinned again, like he did last year, and on 1, 2, and Seth Rollins pulls the referee out. And then he goes in and curb stomps Cody Rhodes and allows Roman to get the victory because Cody cost him the World Heavyweight Championship. Cody cost him the tag team match. That's why I think Seth is going to take the pin on night 1 because Cody has been protected. Cody cost him everything. Cody came in and took his spot on Monday Night Raw. That's his show. He thinks that Cody was the captain on Survivor Series and not Seth, when Seth has been carrying that brand for years and months. And so I'm going to say Seth Rollins is going to turn on Cody Rhodes and cost him the match, allowing Roman Reigns to get the victory.
I like it. I like it a lot. Speaking of Dumb and Dumber, I'm all over the place with this because it can go like I think I'm past The Rock turning now. I don't think that's gonna happen. Why the hell would The Rock be doing all this just to turn on Roman Reigns? I could see, Bo, when we think about it, where are we going with The Rock? And that's how I can see Stone Cold taking The Rock out. I know you're not a fan of it, but somebody's got to get The Rock out of here. Who's it gonna be? It ain't gonna be Seth Rollins or Jey Uso or any of them. So, I mean, somebody's got to get The Rock out of the way. Stone Cold, this is what, the 20th anniversary of their last match, or the 25th, it's something like that. There's an anniversary this year of their last match of what they had. Here's the thing. Cody's not the guy. He just isn't. He's not going to be the guy to lead WWE into the future. Can he be the champion and get good ratings still? Yes, 100%. I'm not like stupid. That's like saying if Trump or Biden wins, the country's going to be successful or go down. No, we're going to be the same as what we are now. People put too much credit into a champion or a president, right? It's just not, they're not as important as we may think. But Roman does put butts in seats, and he does, he does keep the ratings. He keeps the ratings higher. Yes. Like, do I think Cody will plummet the company? No, but he won't do Roman type numbers. They'll still do the 1 millions and the 2 millions for SmackDown, but nothing too extravagant. And the proof of this is where I want to get to is that when he hasn't been with the bloodline, what the hell has he been doing? He feuded with Brock Lesnar, which was terrible. It wasn't really a great feud at all. It was boring. After that, who'd he feud with? Dominic Mysterio in the Judgment Day for about 8 months. No one gave two shits. No one gave a shit about Cody again until he came back with Roman and The Rock. He needs the bloodline. And that's how you can tell when somebody isn't as big as they are, when you rely on others. Roman has relied on nobody. Roman has made literally everybody better that he has wrestled with or had a moment with. Cody has made nobody better. And that's the differences. And that's what puts levels to this. But Cody has also been made out to be a complete idiot this entire road. His promos have been atrocious. His scripting has been atrocious. All he's done is get beat up. He has looked like a complete moron. Why have him lose again unless he's going to win it later?
That's what I think.
And they're going to keep the Rocky story going. But at the same time, Roman has been booked pretty flat and lame, and that's what makes me think maybe he is going to keep it, because why are you going to have the longest
Yeah.
reigning champ? But he had an A&E special about him where he talked about real life situations. He was on the Tonight Show, like you said, and he wasn't talking like somebody who's keeping the title. It looks like he's his farewell tour.
But
It
see,
just doesn't. I'm so okay. Go
yeah.
ahead. I don't want to make. I'm so like
No, you're fine.
up in
Yeah.
arms about
But
this. I
see,
don't
that's
know
where
where we're going.
that's where I feel like he is going to retain. Watching that A&E special where he said, "If I lose the belt, I'm done," basically
Mhm.
saying that he's going to retire. He was all but retired in 2020, and then he came back with the tribal chief gimmick and everything.
Mhm.
If he was really like Roman has been the face of this company. He's main evented what 8 WrestleManias or something. Roman has been
Yeah.
the face of this company for so many years that if he was retiring, wouldn't they do like your title versus career or do something
Something. Yeah.
to kind of hype it up? And that's why, I mean, unless he's old school and he wants to go out on his back like the Undertaker wanted to do and all these other legends wanted to do, I just don't. I feel like they would be making this a bigger deal that this could be Roman's last match at WrestleMania. So that's why I think he's going to retain, and then he'll lose it later, and maybe have one more match next year at WrestleMania 41.
I mean, I can see Roman winning and that leading to Cody having to rebuild himself and then having a championship versus career.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
way
could.
for Roman, and then Roman loses. But with The Rock being the final boss, why? What if he's not the final person to wrestle? Then why is he the final boss? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I know.
like I said, I'm not saying I'm right. I can be 100% wrong. I'm not even going to try to guess who's coming out and who's not, because I don't want to. I'm not that dude. What I say doesn't matter. Even though I don't think he's ready, I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes winning his championship in
Yeah,
Philly, because Roman's also now like they picked him to induct Paul Heyman. I just feel like this is like a goodbye Roman tour, man. I just don't see why they're having him do so much stuff right before, and he hasn't felt important. He's been kind of left out because they want it to feel more Rock versus Cody, because I feel like Roman's gonna lose, and The Rock's gonna come out afterwards and beat the shit out of him. Excuse my language. And I think he's gonna put a beating on him, and Roman's gonna disappear for a while, and Rock's gonna come out on Monday and basically say, "How the hell was that the tribal? You lost to Cody Rhodes after I've been beating him down for the past 3 months. You lost to Cody Rhodes? No." Now
yeah,
Cody's gonna have to face the final boss. You got me at WrestleMania 41, and I'm gonna show you what the bloodline and what this family is all about. So I'm going to go Cody losing, Roman getting beat down, and he'll
okay,
end his career as a babyface, so people can appreciate him finally and not end as a heel. So I just
yeah.
made that up right now. That's
No,
what I'm going with.
I like
That's
that.
what I'm
I do
saying.
like that. Yeah. Yeah. It's just this is so tough. This is a hard one to
Mhm.
call because if the original plan was Cody versus Roman or Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, and we all knew that Roman was going to retain. So if they were
Mhm.
forced to put Cody into the main event, are they forced to make him drop the belt, or are they going to prove a point by saying, "Okay, you guys wanted him in the main event, you
Yeah.
got it, but he's not
Yeah.
dropping the belt." So I
Mhm.
could see him retaining because of that too. So there's
I
so
still
many
don't think it
different.
was a pivot.
No, I don't.
I think there was a lot of pivots that happened. I think this was always their plan. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
Cody was.
yeah,
But here, yeah, there's, gosh, this is just going to be. My thing is, too, is that what happens now? Now that the worst storyline in history, which was Finish the Story, and I'm going to put that on a TikTok tomorrow as one of my top worst things going on in WWE. The Finish the Story is so stupid.
yeah,
What do you
because
do now? What's this? What now? Who's
yeah,
he going to feud with?
I
You know
know.
what I mean? So what does
Yeah,
Cody have after this? He has nothing without Roman in WWE.
exactly. And and then with Roman being gone, you can use that time to build somebody else up
Mm-hmm.
to, you could rebuild Kevin Owens, rebuild Jey Uso, rebuild Randy Orton, rebuild
Mm-hmm.
somebody and or get Braun Breaker, build him up, and then,
Mm-hmm.
set him up for a match with Roman Reigns down the line or something. But yeah, I don't know what happens with Cody next, but there's still some options for Roman to face if he retains. So
Yeah.
this is a hard one, but I'm still picking
Yeah.
Roman to retain. I feel like they want him to they want him to surpass Hogan for sure.
Yeah. But Roman deserves to be loved on his way out.
I
And I
agree.
think this is a good moment to have him get sympathy and have him, because they shoved him down our throats to be a babyface and it never worked. But once you have a great heel run, you can
Yeah.
always go back and then end with the baby. It always works. And I think this will be his love. Let him end on a high note and have people acknowledge him, but in a positive and so on. So we'll see. That was it. That was our way too long WrestleMania night 1 and night 2 predictions, baby. We broke them down.
It's been a great build for WrestleMania. So
it really has.
Kudos to WWE. This is unpredictable. One of the most unpredictable manias of all time.
I agree.
So I can't wait for Saturday and Sunday for sure.
Even though all I'm thinking about is AEW right now, 2 days beforehand.
Yeah, we didn't even know this was happening. We just found out like 5 minutes ago. So we had to throw this recording together.
Yeah, I had to get everything going. But yeah, with that said, don't forget, we are doing a watch along for WrestleMania Night 1. We are doing a watch along for WrestleMania Night 2. We are also doing a watch along for NXT Stand and Deliver. Please join us. It's so much fun. It is a great time to be a wrestling fan. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, hitting 1,000, as Ryan will probably talk about as well. We're gonna have our episodes. I don't know if I think these will come beforehand, but we are gonna have our episode of WWE for the week, our episode of AEW for the week. Tune into those as well. We'll see you this weekend. I'm excited. You can catch me everywhere at HBD Denton, everywhere you want to hear my beautiful voice and see my wonderful face. I'm the Heartbreak Dude. With me as always,
Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. If you like this video and you want to see other videos like it, hit that subscribe button here on the YouTube, ring the bell for notifications, and anytime we post new content, you'll be the first ones alerted. And go follow us on Apple and Spotify as well. Leave us a 5-star rating and review, and follow all of our social medias, TikTok, X, Twitch, you name it, we're on there. So go follow us as we're trying to grow. We've hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, as Denton mentioned. And I told you guys 2024 is going to be the year of the dudes. So we're 1,000 subscribers was the first goal. Now we've got more goals as the year goes on. So appreciate all the love and support.
Two dudes, Wolfpack, we out.
It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking. So let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton. They here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes will bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.